Hey heroes, welcome in. Today we got a lot of different questions for you guys and for each other, and we want you guys to all answer them in the comments below. We're going to be going live. It is a new thing for us, so just bear with our awkwardness as we find
Get it
our
figured out.
center.
Yes, yes. So yeah, we like you said, we got some questions with the host for hire. What we really want is for people to get in the comments and let us know what your questions are for us, as well as the questions we
Yes,
have for you and each other.
because we do not care about each other's questions. Not even a
Generally, we
bit.
know the answers.
Not even a bit. I know this guy for too long. Too long.
Yep, yep,
I want to
yep.
get to know you. So talk to us in the comments. We want to hear your answers. We want to hear your questions. Yes, yes.
Could not have said it better myself.
All right, Kyle. How do you want to start this? You want to just hit me?
Yeah. Let's start at the beginning. It seems like a good place to
Let's
start.
start
Uh,
where the start begins.
all right. What is your favorite animated universe and why?
What is my favorite anime? Right off the top of my head, DC AMU.
It's a good one.
It
It's a good one.
get people say that it's overhyped. I say a pox on those people.
I say it's underhyped.
Okay. I say it exactly right, Kyle. Underhyped. I cannot stress enough how much better than every piece of live action DC media the DC AMU is
Yes.
in every facet.
As an experience of a whole, especially when it folds into the Tomorrowverse and how it makes it seem like it isn't, but it is, and then it all folds back to what is now the DCU, as far as we can assume.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, yeah. But that is a top tier. So what's interesting is when I first thought of this, I was thinking of the DCAMU and what other things rival it. And then a few popped into my mind that were like, oh, that
It's
I
like the
didn't really
Spider
think
Verse,
about being
right?
like the Spider Verse has got to be up there, right?
Gotta
At
be.
least like top three for me. It might be the top one,
Gotta be.
uh, but also up there is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
Just an incredible world, so unique, so brilliant, and just the way they bring it all together with Korra.
original.
And yeah, that's the key to that as well. It's very original.
Can't
Steven
think about that one.
Universe is another one for me. Steven Universe, and for you, I know if anyone out there knows Steven Universe,
Get in our comments. You are our
you,
peoples.
yes, yes. Hey guys, we're just answering some questions. Thanks for joining us. Get in the comments. Let us know. Get in the chat. Let us
What
know what
is your
your
favorite animated universe and why? We are discussing the DC AMU Steven Universe, the Avatar: The
Avatar.
Last Airbender. That one almost like takes my top spot, like from the
Mm,
DC AMU, like straight up,
yeah,
just like originality, like like conceptually, like nothing's been done like it since or before. Like it's just
and it is very unique. It's so original, like you were saying before. Like that's a tough one to dethrone. Steven Universe might dethrone it for me just because it transcends generations for me and it teaches such important lessons to people of all ages. Like that one's the only one that really rivals it in my mind.
fucks with some Steven
Some
Universe. Man,
honorable mentions we were just talking about before. Mortal Kombat, the animated universe they're creating that's on
pretty
Max.
dope, pretty dope.
Yeah, those are some pretty good
Um,
ones.
I I want to say something Marvel, but I'm like, I guess like X-Men 97 and like
Yeah,
the X-Men show, and now continuing into the X-Men
I
97 show.
guess
Like,
I guess
it's like a
the
really good like.
'90s animated universe because we're kind of talking about the universes,
True.
right? So like maybe the
Yeah, but
X
those
Men.
weren't ever really connected. Like they
No, there were a
were,
few
and like there was
crossover
like one
episodes.
episode, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah,
those weren't really like the
fully.
DCAMU, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no.
Or like
I don't know. There's quite a few that are really good that we're probably missing. Please, guys,
yeah, let
whoever,
us know in
let
the
us
comments.
know. Yeah, because yeah, I don't know. There are some really good ones out there though.
I'm gonna go with Avatar: The Last Airbender. It dethrones the DCAMU for me, just on the like the basis of like conceptually, like the originality of it, and then like no, that's really it. Like those are the two trumping factors that like just like
And I would argue very similarly to the Steven Universe argument is the lessons it teaches along the
mm,
way to people of all ages, you know, and
mm.
the depth of like the philosophical questions it
Uncle
asks.
Iroh.
Dude, you know, like
Yeah, no.
oh,
It's
here's a
like all these
question.
shows have like the what? Go
Here's a
ahead.
question. Uncle Iroh or Greg?
Garnet. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Garnet.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Greg is the
okay,
Iroh
okay.
equivalent. Garnet's
Well,
also good, but Greg.
I was gonna say like Garnet's like
I
the
guess
wise one.
I guess you're right. Like,
Greg
yeah.
is just a loose cannon.
That's true. But he's
Greg
also
provides like
like
a little like nugget of wisdom every now and then. And the
that's
most part, you're like, you're the most irresponsible man. I
you know
love
what's
you.
funny? You know what's funny is it feels like Iroh's almost a combination of the two, Greg and Garnet,
Indeed,
because he's very chill. He likes his
yes,
tea. He
he's
likes to
good.
chill.
You know,
He's a
like
good dude.
yeah,
He's
good in
caring.
his
He's
heart.
loving. But he's also very philosophical the way that Garnet is. Ah, there's so many good characters in both of those shows. Ah,
You know, it's so hard because I was gonna say Uncle Iroh has the moment where he unleashes the fire of, or like what's he called? Man, it's been so long since I've watched
oh,
it. He's the dragon. Uh, is it the dragon of the? Look it up for me, Kyle. Look
yep,
it up because it's
Uncle
killing me,
Iroh's
brother.
nickname.
The dragon of the West. No.
Dragon
Dragon.
and dragons. Dragon of the West, yeah.
Yes.
Dragon of the West, yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
we get
Yeah,
to
where
see at
he
the end, with
unleashes
like
it.
the White Lotus, where he like unleashes, and like we really get to see like the like power of Uncle Iroh. But also we get Steg at the end of the Steven Universe story. You know, like with the movie.
Man, that
Oh,
is
the come
tough.
see, the come saw. You guys let us know in the comments below who is grander, Uncle Iroh or Gareg.
And if you haven't seen both of these, you're doing
Go
yourself a
educate
disservice.
yourselves.
Go watch them immediately because they are both. I don't care that Steven Universe is a kid show. If you
You
watch all
get through
five
it.
seasons, the movie and future, it will change your
Yeah.
perspective on life.
It will just like if
Okay.
you just like you can only come in and say that it's a shitty kids show if you've seen all 5 seasons and the movie. If you can
And future.
maintain you're right. If you can maintain your like your thought on it throughout all of that, then I totally accept it.
Yeah.
Like
And
but
you
I
need
I
therapy.
challenge you. I challenge you
Because you have
to
no
be
hole,
able
you
to
have a
do
hole
this.
in your heart that is unfillable, and
No,
you need
yeah,
to
it
get
needs to
it
be filled.
fixed.
Must be filled.
It's such a good show. Both of them, amazing.
All right, Kyle, I have
Yeah,
a question for you.
hit
Who do you want to see next in the DCU? So, like,
who?
who is it that you want to be revealed next? Be it a character that we already know is coming or a character that we don't know is coming. Like, one that hasn't,
Mm,
like, it's not one of the classics, Wonder Woman, like Martian Manhunter. Like, what's one that is just like you want to see it?
who I
I have a
want
few
to
in like my
see
mind.
is an interesting one. I think because like I don't think we're going to for a long time, if ever. But is Beast Boy?
Beast Boy.
I want to see a
Interesting.
good. The only live action Beast Boy we've ever gotten was in Titans, and it wasn't good. So like
We don't talk
I
about.
think exactly. So I think a really good live action Beast Boy
God,
is
I'm right there with
I
you,
want
man.
it so
I'm
bad,
actually a
but I
little
know we're not
nervous.
gonna get it anytime soon.
Well,
Teen
I'm
Titans,
nervous
any of them.
because the Teen Titans, is that ever going to even really happen the way we
Exactly.
know it? Because Dick is already Nightwing.
Eh,
Not that he isn't,
eh.
like, you know what I mean? But like, are we going to get Damien on the Teen Titans? You know what I mean?
I didn't even think
Um,
about that. Yeah.
what's that going to be like? Because I also want to see Beast Boy. I want to see him turn into a T-Rex, man, and then a
S-
bird, then a whale,
like all
and then a
wrapped into
gorilla, dude.
yeah, I mean, like now we have the technology, I think, to be able to pull it off better than
Yeah,
we ever have before.
yeah.
Which is
And
why I think we've have never gotten a good version of him or a version of him really besides the Titans version. I can't
you
think
know
of a
who
single one.
came to my mind right away, and it's like a total opposite of Beast Boy. He's like the cheapest possible character. to like bring in instead of like maybe one of the most expensive
Yeah.
possible characters to bring in is the Question. I
Mm,
want to see the Question, man.
mm.
I love that character specifically from the Tomorrowverse, that version of him. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Get in our comments and like show out for this man
Yes.
because the aura that is dripping off of his shoulders is exquisite. I
Although
want
what
it.
one could argue that at least I don't know if it's just the animated version, but it seemed like spoiler warning for the Tomorrowverse if you haven't watched it in DCAMU, that he might not exist anymore as a character within the realm because he
Well, I
chose
don't
to
really
walk
know
away.
that. I
But I don't know.
believe that the thing that happened at the end of the DCAMU or the Tomorrowverse is leading into the DCU.
Well, I don't know if
I
it's
think
leading into
I'd
the
like to.
DCU,
I'd like
but
it
I
to be
think whatever it
confirmed.
is,
That would be cool, but
whatever it is leading into is they did confirm it is a solid. It's the solitary thing now that
right, right,
everything
right.
else no longer exists, and he was a part. He
I
stayed
just
in the
mean in
place
the
that got
DCU.
erased.
You know, I just want to
Oh
see
yeah,
him in
yeah,
James
yeah.
Gunn's
That's true.
DCU. I
Live
want to see
action,
him
yeah,
in live action,
that'd be
DCU
great.
style. I think
You
that
know
would
what?
be absolutely
You know
sick.
what I think would be awesome is if it was like a scene between him and Batman, the two detectives, and like kind of Batman
Like I
almost
just want to see
being.
him in like the Justice League like setting. You know, where he's
Hmm.
just there. He's there to like question stuff. He's there to like
Hmm.
keep the Justice League in check almost. You know, like that he asks them the questions that like they don't want to be asked. That like, you know, like he's the one that kind of like in the Tomorrowverse stands on that business. Like
Yeah.
no matter who he's talking to, is it Superman, the Spectre, all of it. I reject you on principle.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like
mm.
I want to have a character in the DCU that is like almost like incorruptible as he
Yeah.
is. You know?
Hey, if you guys want to jump in the comments, please give us some questions to ask and answer. We want to hear your answers to any questions. We're talking about right now, who do you want to see in the next in the DCU? We also talked about what your favorite animated universes are. Let us know all your answers in the comments. We appreciate you
Yes,
guys stopping in.
indeed. Now, Kyle, I have a little bit of a fun idea that I want to take you on, and you're gonna hate it, but it's a segment that I call "What's Worse," and we're
Oh
just gonna talk about
no.
what's worse. You know, I'm gonna give you some bad films. I'm gonna give you some good ones, and we're gonna have to decide what's worse between the two. All right? We're gonna go
Mm.
Marvel. We're gonna do DC, and let's see where we shake out. That goes to everybody watching as well. You guys let us know in the comments your answers to these questions. Cow, right off the bat, what's worse? Thor Love and Thunder or Morbius? Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh.
Just gonna cut in. Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder. Fuck that movie. I'm cutting in my question, my answer. Thor Love and Thunder.
You know what's interesting is that when I think about it, like there were moments of Thor: Love and Thunder that were good. Jane Foster, for the most part, was good. You know, um, Morbius was so immemorable. I
Yeah,
can't
I
think
see. I'm
of.
one of the people that didn't hate Morbius as much as
I
the
just don't
rest.
remember much of it. I've only seen it
Uh,
once. It wasn't very impactful. That's like, I don't know, but like
yeah,
while the highs of Thor: Love and Thunder
but
might have been higher,
Morbius didn't
the
crush a
lows.
character to the
That's
ground.
exactly that's what I was gonna
You
say,
know what I
is
mean?
that the lows
Morbius
of
didn't
Thor:
take a
Love and Thunder
character
were
and just
much
like
lower.
destroy it to the point of needing retconning in the
Yeah.
next film. You know what I mean? Like he didn't take a character and make him unworthy of Mjolnir, yet have him wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I hate everything about that movie. I believe that there is not one redeeming quality about Thor: Love and Thunder that outweighs the bad ones. Not
Oh,
even the
no.
cool scenes between him fighting with Gore. Not one. There's nothing. It's an irredeemable film. Fuck.
And I think it has a bigger impact, and I totally respect it, because Gore is one of your favorite all-time comic book characters. Like, especially if you're like a
He's just
huge
one of the
fan.
coolest.
And he's also just
Like,
objectively one of the coolest. Like, that is
and they
true.
had Christian the Bale to play him,
Got
and
kind of
that's the direction that he took. That's the writing that we gave him. That's the film that we put out with Christian the Bale.
A generational actor, quite literally someone who's
The
played
Batman.
he played Batman. He played like Norman Bates was an icon. It's such an iconic role from American Psycho that like
Ugh.
it's in the zeitgeist. I don't know. How do you take such a well set up thing and just dump it directly in the
Yeah.
trash? Like
So I'm striking your answer from the record and I'm replacing it with my own, and that goes for all of you as well. All right,
But
Kyle, next on the docket is what was worse, Captain America the First Avenger or X-Men First Class? Which one was worse?
you know what's
In my eyes,
interesting?
these are two high-tier films.
Yeah. See, what's
High-tier films.
interesting is that to me it's a very similar comparison to the last two, except at a much higher level. The
Right.
highs of First Class to me are much higher than the First
Captain
Avenger,
America.
but the lows are much lower, specifically Darwin being killed. It's such a low, it's again a destruction of a character.
Yeah.
Exactly. So using your exact argument for
Well,
Thor Love and Thunder, or a
no,
similar,
no. I will cut you off there and say that that is not the same, because Darwin was introduced and destroyed in that movie,
that's
where
true.
Thor has
That's
had
true.
6 movies of character development
That's
that
true.
got destroyed
I
in
sorry, I meant
45 minutes
specifically. I
of
meant
Thor: Love and
specific.
Thunder.
That's true. I thought you were talking about Gore originally with
No,
that. No, because I agree, both of those characters were
no.
not
Thor
given
was
justice.
destroyed as a
Yeah.
character. He was mangled.
I don't
as
know
a
where.
character.
I don't know how and where they're gonna go with him now.
No.
That's another question. Please let us know, because where do you think they're gonna go with Thor now? Where can they go? They have to bring Love in. Where's Love gonna fit in? Is she gonna
I
be a
want her to
young
be
Avenger?
retconned. I just hate
Why
her
is
so
she
much.
how is she gonna be there, and who is it gonna be? How's it
Hate
gonna
it
work?
so
Because
much.
she's an amalgam of like 3 different comic book
Tell us in the
characters.
comments if you like the Love character, because I would like to argue with you until my face turns blue. Because I need to
But
know someone who enjoys it, their perspective,
yeah,
so that I can argue with you until I die.
yeah. But going along with First Class and First Avenger, I think I'm gonna say the film that's worse. It's really tough. Is probably gonna be First Class,
I agree.
just because it was also one of. It's like that.
No, I
That's so
gotta
tough. No,
disagree.
yeah, I can't. I
Because
don't.
here's
I might just disagree
why
with
I just
myself.
disagreed. Here's why I just disagreed. There's one scene in specific that makes me disagree, and it's the scene where Charles is training all of them to their full, well, not to their full potential, but to
Mhm.
reach their
To figure
available
out,
potentials.
yeah, to figure out
Specifically, the one with Magneto where he's having him move the
disc,
satellite.
yeah, the
Yeah, like,
satellite. Yeah,
wow, like that is like a just top 10 scene. Of
that's
like
true.
the memories of Magneto's like family, like having like dinner together, and then like the bullet killing his mom, like the place between like rage and serenity. It's so unbelievably good.
You're right. The dialogue of that,
So
like the
unbelievably good.
dialogue writing of that movie puts it above it. I agree. You flipped me. There's not just the
I
montage,
love
the
the first
training and
Avenger, but
action.
there's just that little bit
Mhm.
there. Like it's like one of my like favorite moments in like any comic book movie. It's
Yeah,
just so freaking good.
yeah. Well, what's
Specifically with the character
interesting?
of Magneto, who's so enveloped in this like emotional like
Hmm.
turmoil. That
Hmm.
like the way Charles unlocks his power is so beautiful to me.
Hmm.
So
It's much more of a journey. It's much more of a ride. It feels
mhm,
like there's a lot more ups, downs, a
mhm,
lot more. There's just more to it
for
than
sure.
the first
But I
Avenger.
will say
Yeah.
that it does have one of the lowest lows in all comic book films, which is killing the unkillable man.
Why have him there? Write someone else in. Anyone
For
else.
rage. There's a point
Literally,
there,
yeah.
there's a part of me that thinks that it's like for this. Like so that it's 15 years later and we're still like, how dare you?
but
Like
but other than for the most part, all you see people talk about that movie is that
is
at this point.
positives.
So what was positives or that?
Right.
You know what I
Totally.
mean? Like
Hmm.
it's either you
Right.
see positives, but most of the time, if you
100%.
see anything about it, it's going to
It's
be
Darwin.
about the
Hmm.
Darwin issue.
Hmm.
So like, while people are still talking about it, it's the
Yeah. So let
negative
us know if you
thing.
agree with that. Actually, do you think
Yeah.
that First Class is better than First Avenger, or do you think it is the other way around? Let us know. All right,
Yes.
Kyle. We're gonna go back to shitty ones. Secret Invasion or Echo?
Man, these are hard. This one's not so hard. Secret Invasion to me is way worse. Like this one,
I,
this
I,
one,
I I wanted to add a little drama. There's a
yeah.
lot of people that hate Echo. I'm not one of them. I've only seen it once, to be fair, but I enjoyed it on
Mhm.
my first like watch through. She's not a character I know a whole ton about, so like any deviations that they made from her from the comics like didn't really hit me as like
Yeah.
egregious, you know. Um,
Or at
Secret
all.
Invasion though, the Super Skrulls fight at the end. That's
Ugh,
egregious.
that was
Like
bad. And okay, my
that's
big
one of
thing
the
is
worst
that
things in all of the MCU, in my opinion.
the the CGI was really poorly done. It really like the choices of characters they chose to use really bad. The choice of like the Super Scroll itself being Amelia, like that was just Amelia
Well, I was
Clark.
just about
That
to
was
say,
just
introducing Gaia to us and then having us supposed to care about her within 5 episodes to the point where we want her to be our new strongest character in all of the MCU is banana sandwiches.
yeah.
It's just how I can't even think, I can't imagine how that made it out of the cutting room floor. That like that people would respond to that in any way, shape, or form other than negative.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy to me.
And like I don't know,
They're like, she's actually everything,
why can't
and
the
now you
Super
love her.
Scroll look like Super Scroll? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
why does it
yeah,
have to be a humanoid person? Why can't
yeah,
we just have someone
yeah,
look like a Super
yeah.
Scroll?
And I mean,
Like
like the villain went more into the Super Scroll like look, but even then, like he was like, I thought he was a good villain, but like when it came to that last fight, it was
ugh.
just so bad, bro. Like it
It
was
took
just like he's like this like experienced like military like has been like working with Fury for since like the Miss Marvel days, and then it's just like Gaia whooping his ass.
with no competition. Like I don't know. It felt like that one was like building up a little bit, but it wasn't even at its like build up point at the top of the build up. It was still like a little above mid tier in my
Yeah,
opinion
like
for Secret
especially because
Invasion,
like the
and then it
show
just tanked at the end.
when it came out, it was kind of like using the guys that like, oh my god, like who has been Skrulls? Like this
Yeah.
mystery, like there's people who have been Skrulls
And it's
all
gonna
along,
turn
all
out
along,
all
all along.
people are
It was
scrolls and
just Rhodey
that's it.
and like Everett Ross. There's
Yeah.
two characters, one who actually matters.
Yep.
Like
Like I remember like leading up to that, us speculating, being like, "Oh, is it gonna be like Maria Hill,
Nick
like
Fury, and
Nick
they did the whole
Fury, like
twist with Maria Hill when they like did her perspective, and like she was gonna, and then she just gets shot and dies, and is
yeah,
actually Maria Hill.
it was dumb.
It
It
was
was dumb.
terrible, dude. I
It
hate
was
that
it
show. Let us
wasn't
know if you
actually
agree in the
well.
comments.
Yeah, and I mean Kingpin and Echo, and like there was just so many performances in Echo that made it
For
so much better.
for
For
me,
me,
and
it's one
like
of the best. It's one of the better shows of recent. Like I don't know, I enjoyed it a
I
lot.
really enjoy sign language in films, in stories, and stuff where they like tell like one of the really cool things to me in Echo was the way they depicted her like when they would switch to her perspective that everything would go silent.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even for the audience, like just that there's like no sound when it's like on her perspective. I just find that to be super enjoyable. I love that like storytelling medium. So like I think that puts Echo a little like up higher for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh But these are all good questions. Good questions. Kyle, let's hop over to DC, shall we? Let's hop over to
Yes.
DC and let's talk a little relevance. Do you think, Kyle, which one is worse? The Man of Steel or Superman? James Gunn's Superman. Let's just get it right out of the way. What's worse?
You dare? You dare. Okay, you know how I feel. Just a few months ago, leading up to Superman, we wanted to do some Man of Steel DCEU stuff leading up to the beginning of the DCU, is right after Creature Commandos. We wanted to talk about it, right? So we started talking about it and we decided let's watch Man of Steel again.
It had been a long time.
I forgot how bad I thought that movie
I remembered
was good.
it good.
I thought that movie was good. I was
Yeah.
convinced. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's watch Man of Steel. And 30 minutes in, I was just slack jawed and could not believe at any point in my life I enjoyed this movie. It is
Yeah.
so unbelievably bad, and I cannot believe it spawned. We were so desperate. Because of the MCU, we so badly wanted a
Wanted
DC equivalent
yes.
that we just glatched on and glommed on to the worst. You talk about Thor, Love and Thunder destroying a character.
Woo!
Superman has been a completely just in the zeitgeist in people's minds. They think he's a dark, edgy,
Gritty,
super powered, just a horrible hero. Man of Steel is a terrible superhero. Man of Steel is not a superhero. He's not. He doesn't know how to be a superhero. His dad, his moral guiding light, his Uncle Ben, his Jonathan Kent. Let the bus full of kids die. Who cares? Like, are you kidding me? How disrespectful.
Preach.
So needless to say, Superman is better than Man of Steel. Man of Steel is worse.
Oh yeah, James Gunn's Superman, worst movie of all time.
So all that to say, James Gunn's 2025 Superman is trash. Man of Steel for life.
All right, that was an easy one. Hopefully, that was an easy one for all of you as well. All right, now we're gonna get into something a little more intense, Kyle. The Flash or Wonder Woman 84?
Flash. Oh, okay.
What
Hang
was
on.
worse?
Whoa. Ooh, you caught me off guard. I was ready. I was ready to just whatever
You
was
came off the hip.
Flash. Like,
Yeah,
but that is bad. I'm gonna go with Flash because my expectations for it were higher.
okay.
Mainly because
am actually very much the opposite, where I felt like my expectations for Wonder Woman 84 were really up high because of Wonder Woman.
The first one being really good
was so good. So I guess like maybe my expectations weren't super high for the film, but when I saw it, my like disappointment was like from a higher like story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me. Probably not to anyone else out there, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, you know the subtleties of my idiocracy very well.
But I would actually, so in my mind, for me, it actually what's interesting is those movies kind of almost ruined trailers for me a little bit. I stopped trusting trailers as much because the Wonder Woman 84 trailer made it look like it lowered my expectations because like you had said, after Wonder Woman, the first one, I did have high expectations. Then the trailer came out and I was like, oof. I didn't like the wings, like the suit that she had, but like they showed that in the trailer. I was like, that looks really cheesy. Like that looks too much, like gaudy, like not Wonder Woman.
Maxwell Lord in that movie, dude.
Awful.
Oh my god.
Awful. But see, like even just from the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, that tempered my expectations. But the trailer of The Flash got me really excited because they showed Keaton. They didn't show any of the terrible CGI. Like there was none of the all of the worst parts weren't in the trailer.
You didn't like Barry's floating head or the babies?
The babies, babies in microwaves. Unbelievable.
No wrong answers with that one. It's just bad all around.
Yeah. Those
bad.
But I will say that I still think that like my expectations for Flash were higher because of the trailer compared to Wonder Woman.
I 100% feel that.
So
that's
I think
like
that was
something that kind of like
Multiverse
of Madness suffered from a little bit too. Where like there was such high anticipation.
So many
the movie got made
and so many things that they leaked and that they hinted at and that they made seem like was going to be in the movie.
Oh, the Flash, dude, the run.
I don't get it. Why did they think that looked good? In what universe does that look good?
Like, can you just imagine? Like, it's gotta be you're just saving feelings. You know what I mean? Like, cause you're just shooting that, and then and he's like, "Hey, I like, can I do it like this? I think
this looks really cool, right?"
And you're
they're like, "No, that looks terrible." And you know what's funny is someone along the way wrote in the joke about him trying to run with no speed. Do you remember that where he takes up running and he's running in a circle? He looks unbelievably stupid.
Yeah,
they know he looks stupid. Like they
It's
had,
unbelievably
it's
stupid.
so dumb they had to address it. Why make it that way? Why make it so dumb that you have to address it? Just make it cool.
Keaton was the best part of that movie.
By far, by and far. Like
Like,
no
yeah,
contest. Without Keaton, that movie would be a 0. Like
yeah, a negative.
yeah, truly.
Yeah, and I guess in that sense, I'll switch over and agree with you that Flash was worse. Because
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
if
It's tough.
it's just an
It's a
amalgam of
mess.
bad. We'll just forget about it. Forget about that question. I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. Let's get
Bring a
back
lot
to a
of
more
bring a lot of
introspective one.
negativity in here.
I'm gonna put our two against each other here in the sense of what our favorite DC shows were back in the day. So what was worse, Kyle? Because they're both bad. And we have to come to grips.
I
Was it
refuse.
the
I know what you're gonna
Arrowverse
say. I
or
don't want to hear it.
Smallville?
They're both
What was
bad,
worse?
and no, they're both great. All right, fuck you. I hate everyone. They were written well. The longevity wasn't a problem. Neither of them went too long. didn't have they didn't have enough spin-offs. Arrowverse.
Yeah, the Arrowverse, not enough spin-offs. Yeah, yeah. The Smallville had too much funding. You know, like
Oh my god, that's good. The fact that they didn't ever wear his suit and he still wore a leather version
it's
of
one of
his
my
suit.
favorite things.
It's so good. He looked like a biker version, like of Superman. Excellent
God,
choice.
I hate that scene so much in like the bar where he's just like this like hot
Oh, he's
hot
got the
head like
when he's got
yes,
the
dude.
black, yeah, the
Yes, bro.
black trench coat
Yes, dude.
and
I
the
hate
black
that
shirt.
scene so much, dude.
Those were the dark times, literally.
God.
But then
Let
it
us
didn't get
know
better.
in the comments what you think was worse, the Arrowverse or Smallville. By golly, is there no right answer for this?
I personally think it's
Because they
probably
both have
small.
great moments too.
They do have great moments. Like, for instance, certain dialogue between Lex Luthor and Clark Kent in Smallville is some of the best Lex Luthor Clark Kent dialogue that we've ever seen. That's in my opinion. I think that the interactions between them, we haven't had very many. That's like besides animated, that's where we've seen the vast
Right.
majority of their interactions. That's the
Hmm.
reality is we
Hmm.
don't see them interact that much
Yeah.
other than that. So I
Hmm.
think that is where the real upside of Smallville
Yeah.
is those
I
interactions.
agree with that.
Lionel Luthor being a character in that show, like an actual character that gets developed and is played by
Dave Bautista, Doomsday.
well, he was I actually who he wasn't Doomsday. He did
Oh,
play
I thought he
someone
was
though.
Doomsday.
No, he
Oh, am I dumb?
Smallville. He played like a small character. The Freak of the Week is what they called him.
Oh.
Aldar was his name.
Oh, why did I think he played
Yeah.
Doomsday?
No, I think no, I'm thinking of bu- 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 Bizarro. Bizarro was in it, and it was like a weird fractured version of Tom Welling. Um, but Doomsday was in it as well in like season 9 or something, like near the end of it.
Yikes.
And it was bad. It was just a giant suit, and it looked
Yeah, I mean,
really.
like for the Arrowverse, the only real redeeming quality to it is that it's like, I guess the only thing you can say that it's factual and also not right is that it's the best Green Arrow we've gotten to see because it's the only one we've gotten to see.
That makes me sad.
Like,
The fact that that's a factual statement makes me very sad.
actually, to go back to our other question that we were talking about at the top of the episode, is what character do you want to be revealed next in the DCU?
Oh,
Give me a dope ass Green Arrow, man. Give me these powerless characters that are so on the peak of their capabilities that they can be toe to toe with the
got
powered ones.
with
You
gods
know,
and monsters. Like this is like a
that's
chapter 1
mm,
gods and monsters. You know what I mean? Like with these it's I'm worried they're going to suffer from the MCU issue of their depowered or non-powered characters being useless to the
useless.
point of they become jokes. Like
I
Black
hope
Widow and
that that's
Hawkeye.
something that they kind of took as like a lesson from the MCU to
Mhm.
not do, right? That like
Yeah.
they have like I always say this, like Batman doesn't have superpowers in our minds, but like when you're the writer and you're writing him, he is super. You have to write him as a supernatural character. The things that he does is on supernatural standings. Like a good example is in the DCAMU when he's having the fight with Superman. Like
Mhm.
realistically, he should just be standing there as Superman just beats him to
Hits him once and
a
kills him.
leathery
He
pulp.
can't he can't react in
But he's
times.
reacting with time and he's dodging and all these
He
things.
should
Like
never be able to
all
do
of
that.
that is
Exactly.
outside of what a human can do. But
Mhm.
like my favorite versions of Batman is when he's doing supernatural crazy stuff and then we're told to as the audience that he's just a human. Like
Mhm.
that to me is like what I want to see out of like Green Arrow and stuff. I want to see him like you said, like standing toe to toe to like Solomon Grundy, with
You know
no
what's
powers.
you know what I think a great way to depict that is to in the moment show them, and they've done this in the DCAMU, they've done this in a lot of the animated things of the past, is where they show him, like you said, standing toe to toe with these superpowered beings, sometimes beating them, and then immediately after collapsing or barely being
Yeah,
able to
just like
breathe or walk,
oh, like just
and
seeing
like
his body, and just seeing
like the
the
adrenaline fade out, and like you just see him like that he was B plus ultra, that he went
yeah.
plus ultra because
Yeah,
he is a
that
normal
would actually be
human.
sick to see. Who that would be like my favorite thing to see on is somebody like Wildcat.
Mm, that's a
Where you
good one.
just see him like just like go like to this like crazy level, and then like see him afterwards where he can't move. He
Yeah,
can't
where
like
he's just
open his
collapsed
hands.
on the ground.
Like just
Just
in like horrible pain.
yeah.
That would be really cool.
I think
Like
that's a good
that
way
would
to
be really
depict
cool.
those characters as
Yeah.
human, but also like, wow, they are so badass. Because like these other people with powers, they don't have to push themselves to beyond their limits to
Hmm.
even compete, whereas all of these
Good
other
point.
people need to. And to depict that, I think is important. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be sick. Let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Which one of all these movies that we talked about was worse? Talk to us all. We appreciate every single one of you that came in and joined us. The few of you that it may have been, you guys are our gems. May our gem collection one day grow grander.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your kids,
Tell
tell
your
your wives.
friends.
We're trying to get to everybody out here. So we do appreciate you guys stopping in. We will catch you with the next episode. We'll be releasing them Friday, Saturday, and then a Monday night live every week. So
Be
make
here
sure you
with us,
join us
or
every
we
week,
will be here.
Monday. Yes, we do appreciate you, and we'll see you there.